Hi there, my name is Mishka, and for the longest time, I was the only girl in my whole village. Before we continue, please hit like and subscribe. My village was stunning and bountiful, but for ages, our people thought this land was cursed. Before me, no girl had been born in this village for 50 years. Everyone just kept giving birth to boys. Some couples had 14 babies just to get one girl, but they all failed. The villagers had to find women from other towns, like my mama, to marry their boys. They were beginning to think Mother Nature had abandoned them, when one day, my mother finally gave birth to a baby girl. Me. The whole village wept with joy and relief. The curse is finally lifted. The divine feminine has returned. The day of my birth was declared a holiday, and I became the town's princess. People came to worship me, taking turns to kiss my feet and be blessed with a daughter themselves. I was made to sit on every pregnant woman's lap. They thought my magic would turn the unborn babies into girls. Being a girl wasn't my only talent. I stunned the entire village when I uttered my first word at only 6 months old. By the time I was 4, I could read long paragraphs. The princess is a genius. I was too precious to be sent to school, so expert tutors were brought in from other cities just for me. Shockingly, I was smarter than most of them. One time, my teacher tried to eat a random mushroom growing in the dirt. I slapped it right out of her hands before she could take a bite. "There's white stripes on the stem. That's poison." She ran through the town screaming, "The princess is an angel. She saved me. She saved my soul." The entire village worshipped me even more now. If I was spotted, everyone would fall to the ground and start bowing. People showered us with gifts and jewels that filled our vaults to the ceiling. One man even gave away his sons to become our servants for free. "Take 2 of my boys to serve our precious princess. I don't need these 2. I have a lot of them." At first, I kind of enjoyed the attention, but as I grew, I became more beautiful, and that's when things started getting crazy. One day, my teacher told me about a special new library full of books. "I can take you there. Jump into my cart." "I want my mama to come with me." She grabbed my wrist. "Come on, princess. You don't need mama anymore." She tried to cover my mouth, and I bit her. "Ah! Mama!" My screams echoed in the mountains, and the villagers jumped on her. "I want the girl for my son. She will give birth to girls. Give her to me." She wasn't the only one losing it. Fights between angry villagers started breaking out in front of my house every day. They were fighting over whose son I would marry. The village was breaking down into chaos. We had to put a stop to this. When I turned 10, the village elders declared that a contest would decide my future engagement. All the boys in town would compete, and I would get to make the final choice when I turned 16. "Mama, this sounds weird." "This is the only way to keep peace in our village, Mishka. Don't worry. We'll be with you the whole way." So, every few days I was dressed and primped to perfection to attend the marriage contest. Archery, hunting, sword fighting, mathematics. There were several levels for the boys to compete in. I was so bored. All I did was sit there and look pretty. I was really starting to wish I was a boy. They got to play games and run free in the village while I was caged like a bird. When I turned 12, I put my foot down. "I want to go to school, Mama." "It's too dangerous, Mishka." "I'll dress up as a boy. I'll wear a wig. Please, Mama. I need a life." After a lot of begging, she accepted my request. She bought me a wig and helped me pick out boyish clothes. Soon enough, I was ready to start my second life as a boy. I was so nervous on my first day. What if someone found out about me? I should have been more worried about the school bully, Carl. Once he saw me, he said, "Do everything I say, or we'll throw you in the lake." What? I refused his orders, and he actually threw me in the water. He was horrible, not just at school, but also during the marriage contest. He said, "My stunning princess, if you choose me, all of my lands will be yours, and all of my body." Ew! I would never choose a horrible bully like him. One day when he threw me in the lake just for fun, again someone came to help. It was Ren, the son of the village chief. He was really quiet and aloof, and he was the only boy in the town who had refused to participate in the marriage contest. Thank you," I said in my best manly voice as I took his hand. Suddenly he started staring at me like I was a ghost. "Your hair." I touched my head and nearly screamed. My wig was gone. My long hair was loose right in front of Ren.
You're the princess.
I ran out of there as fast as I could. I was finally caught. What was I going to do? When I went to the marriage contest the next day, I was literally shaking. Did everyone know my secret already? I was stunned when everything was just normal. No one suspected me or accused me of anything. Had Ren not told anyone? Why would he do that? Not only was Ren keeping my secrets, he started following me around in school to make sure no one would mess with me. I told him I could handle myself, but he'd always say,
I'm the chief's son. It's my job to protect the princess.
One day I just snapped. I'm not a princess. I'm Mishka. If you're here because you think I'm blessed or something, you can just go away.
I don't think you're blessed, but you could get hurt if anyone finds out about you.
Was he actually just nice? I started trusting Ren, and before I knew it, I was actually falling for him. He was the kindest, strongest person I'd ever met. One day I lost all control and I kissed him. I was so amazed when he kissed me back. I didn't want to do that stupid contest anymore. I just wanted to be with Ren. At the next event, I made a public announcement that the contest was over. People went mad with rage, but I ignored them. Surely they'd get over their disappointment soon enough, right? Wrong. One day, some unexpected guests showed up at home. The entire town, with Carl and his family standing right ahead. They had pictures of Ren and I kissing and hugging.
She has been pretending to be a boy to enter the school, and she chose a husband without the consent of any of the villagers.
No! None of you have any right to choose who I marry. You're the only girl. We own your future and your destiny. You own nothing. I'm not just a girl, I'm a person. I slammed the door shut and ran up to find Mama. When I got there, I found her puking on the bathroom floor. Mishka, I'm pregnant. Holy wow. 9 months later, Mama gave birth to a new baby, another girl. The whole town rejoiced at Kira's birth, and they started worshiping our family even more. I thought another girl would set me free, but Kira being born was one of the worst things ever. As she grew up, Kira learned about our village's history. She realized that if it weren't for me, she would be the only girl in this village. I wish you were never born. Then all of this would be mine. She would lock me in a room every time Ren came over the house. Why should you get the chief's son? It's not fair. Open the door, Kira. Only if you dump him. Kira tried to get rid of me about 100 times a year. Fake jobs out in the city, framing me for theft so I would go to jail. She tried everything. She was my baby sister, and I was never going to go against her, but she had no problem going around the whole village bad-mouthing me. Carl and his family joined her happily. Mishka is a fake. She wasn't even born in this town. People actually believed her lies. My parents got threatening letters asking them to remove the fake princess. One day, Kira broke all her limits. She showed up to her house with a whole crowd of angry people carrying torches who demanded that I leave our village forever. I told them to eat dirt, and my sister tried to drag me out of the house. That's when the rest of the town showed up.
What are you doing to our princess?
She's a fake. She's adopted. And she needs to leave our village. We saw her being born, you idiot.
You're the idiot. You...
Before I knew it, the entire village was at war. People pitched tents in our yards to sleep there so they could protect me the entire day. The chief tried to settle the dispute, but they refused to calm down because Kira would keep riling them up. I will not live with this fake. We need to split the village in half. What? Draw a line through the village. You take one half. I take one, and we never see each other again. No matter what I tried, I couldn't change her mind. It took months of deliberation, but we finally managed to create the line, white chalk that divided our land's resources. I took the people that trusted me and began my own village. We are going to do things differently from now on. We will learn and improve our village. While I took an oath to change things, Kira wanted things just the way they were before. She restarted the marriage contest in her village. She loved being the judge. She could dress like a queen and have men fight over her. While my home stayed the same, Kira built a castle just for herself. She made the boys do it to prove their love. I focused on building schools, playgrounds, and filling up our libraries. One day, a little boy came to me and said, "Princess, I want to see the stars." "Sure you will. I promise." so I bought them a telescope.
The princess brought us magic. Wow!
My people loved me because my work showed results. They became happier, wealthier, and had more comforts in their life. Unfortunately, things on Kira's side were really bad. One day, Kira chose the same boy twice for a date. The other boys got really mad.
If this is really happening, I'm gathering my family to fight your family, and I will bring more people to kick your butt. What did you say?
And a war broke out between the families. One time I woke up to the sounds of people screaming. When I ran out, I saw a cloud of smoke on top of Kira's crops. They were burning. If the fire spread, her whole village could go hungry. I moved my people to put out the fire as much as we could, but we had to stop once Kira showed up.
Get back to your side. I'm helping you, you idiot. If I ever see you on my side again, I'm throwing you all in jail.
She didn't care about the fire one bit. If we don't have crops, we will have fish. She made her villagers fish the lakes dry. By next year, they had totally run out because none of the fish had survived that season. This was a disaster, and her people were the ones suffering while she sat in her castle. I had to do something. I started sending grain and fish to their side secretly. I sent them tools, books, clothes, really anything my village could spare. One day, we were shifting a huge box of bread to the other side when suddenly a dozen people surrounded us with bats and sticks in their hands.
I thought I told you to stay away, sister.
I'm trying to keep your people alive.
You were stupid to do this, Mishka.
Now I'm going to throw you in jail and the rest of the village will be mine.
We don't think so.
Kira's villagers were here. They pushed her men away from us.
Mishka has done more for us than you ever could. We were fools to believe you.
But I'm the princess.
You're a moron. We will not suffer and ruin our land for you anymore. We choose Mishka.
Kira was shunned to the side, and that day, my home became one again. The villagers who doubted me wept with apologies, but I couldn't let their tears flow too long. This was a time for celebration. We joined together and finally rebuilt our homes. Years later, I married Ren, and we became chief and chieftess of the village. Even Kira showed up for the ceremony. She fell to my feet when she saw me and began to beg for forgiveness. I'll kiss your feet. I'll clean your house. I'll do anything, Mishka. I grabbed her shoulders and pulled her up. I don't know if I can trust you, Kira, but lucky for you, I believe in second chances. Home will always welcome you back. She began to cry and joined our people in celebrating their new leaders. I finally had full power to improve my home and my family with true love by my side. Love by my side. Love.
Hi, my name is Esfir. Ever since I was born, my parents have been so busy pampering my brothers. They didn't care about me at all. In fact, once I was 5, they forgot to pick me up from school, and when my teacher called, Mama asked her if she could courier me home. But all that changed on my 9th birthday when, in 5 minutes, I became their favorite kid. For my 9th birthday, Mama and Baba had been planning a huge birthday party for months. It was such a big surprise that we weren't even allowed near the hall during the preps. But on the day of the party, as soon as I entered the room, I nearly passed out. From the balloons to the tables and even the walls, everything was blue and red and Spider-Man themed. Just then, Mama and Baba rushed excitedly towards me singing, "Happy birthday to you!" "Mama, I hate Spider-Man!" But to my shock, they just rushed past me and hugged my older twin brothers Farhad and Zach, who were 10.
How do our boys feel about our little surprise?
Wait, what? It's not their birthday! It's mine! We know! That's why it's a surprise for them! It's their pre-birthday. Now out of the way. It's time to cut their cake. But what about my cake?
What do you need a cake for? Our boys will grow up and make money. You're basically useless.
I'm not useless! I'm smart and pretty! Farhad, my brother, patted my back.
Yeah, Baba. That's really mean. You want to cut the cake, Yasfir?
Just then, the door flew open and an old woman with white hair and the darkest red lipstick hobbled in. The minute Mama and Baba saw her, they literally turned to little yapping puppies. It was my Nana! I couldn't help rolling my eyes at my parents. They always acted weird around her because she was so rich and scary, and she loved me. She was always getting me presents and candies.
Where's my granddaughter? I've got a present for her.
Mama glared at me, but I ran to Nana. Nana!
Happy birthday, darling. You're a real Spider-Man fan, aren't you?
Zach jumped in and said, "No, Nana. Farhad and I love Spider-Man. This is our pre-birthday. Nana looks shocked.
Why? It's Yasvir's birthday.
Yeah, but we're more important because we are boys and she's just a girl.
Just a girl? Who's been feeding you this nonsense?
Without another thought, Nana turned to Mama and Baba and said the craziest thing imaginable.
I've decided that I'm going to give all my money to Yasvir when she turns 18. You know it's worth so much. Millions, maybe billions. I've lost count.
Then she marched straight out of the house with Mama and Baba at her heels, crying and begging for forgiveness. But Nana was gone. As soon as the door closed behind her, Mama and Baba turned to us. I gulped. I just knew I was in so much trouble. But to my utter shock, she came and hugged me. My eyes have been opened. If your lovely Nana thinks you're special, you must be. I love you. Behind her, Baba was on the phone with the decorators.
I want you here with the Harry Potter decor in 5 minutes. Do you get it? 5 minutes! My princess shouldn't have to wait for anyone.
Were they for real? Apparently they were. And suddenly, my life turned upside down. My parents who were always ignoring me started to worship me. I was moved to my brother's room, and all their beds were shifted to the attic. My old room became my walk-in closet. My oldest brother, Omar, who was 13, tried to protest.
It's not fair, Mama. We're 3. She's just 1 and tiny. I don't see why she needs the biggest room.
Mama looked like she'd found out he was pregnant.
How dare you say that?
From now on, you have to give her presents every day till she forgives you. And you all need to spend 15 minutes every day praising your smart and beautiful sister. Get it? But Mama, they already love me and play with me. It's you and Baba who don't.
Nonsense. We obviously love you. What will boys give us anyways? It's always the girls who come through. Now give your mama a hug.
After that, whatever she said just got wackier and wackier. When I was in the 3rd grade, some robbers broke into the house and threatened to harm me. Mama started to cry loudly.
Leave her! Take one of the twins instead! We don't need 2 of them!
During all the commotion, I snuck away and called 911. As the police were leading the thief away, I proudly turned to the twins. I saved your life! Farhad looked at me like I was a hero, but Zach pushed me away.
No, you didn't! We were in danger because of you! I hate you and will never play with you again!
Finally, when I was in the 6th grade, I made my first ever friend in school, Brittany, and immediately invited her over. Little did I know what a dumb mistake that was going to be. As soon as Mama saw Brittany, she let out a screech and pulled me away from her.
Get your filthy paws off my daughter! Look at her clothes, Yasvir! She clearly lives with the squatters!
Mama, Brittany is my only friend and I like her. Stop being mean.
Stop being stupid! She's just your friend because she thinks she can steal your money. But I won't let this beggar child be near my girl!
She turned to Brittany and yelled in her face.
Get out of my house, right now!
As Brittany ran off crying, Mama just slammed the door behind her and said,
It's better not to have friends than to be friends with poor people.
Baba added,
I think you're right. Maybe we should homeschool Yasvir. There's too many beggars trying to steal out her money in the world.
No! I want to go to school! But the look on Baba's face told me that wouldn't happen. Omar came to me and offered me an ice cream from the fridge.
Don't be sad, Yasvir. Mama and Baba just want to keep you safe.
Just then, a shoe came flying and knocked it right out of Omar's hand.
Are you out of your mind? You want to make my girl fat and ugly?
Omar rolled his eyes and walked away. But I angrily grabbed the cone from the floor and started to lick it. I want the ice cream, Baba, and I don't care what you say. Over the next few years, I wasn't allowed out of the house or to have friends because I was too rich for anyone, even my brothers. By the time I was 15, I decided I couldn't put up with homeschooling anymore. So for my 16th birthday, when my parents asked what gift I wanted, I told them, I want to start high school.
Absolutely not.
I'm not a dumb kid anymore. I want to go to school. I have rights.
Honey, we're just trying to protect you.
Yeah. But if you stop me, I'll run away and marry the first poor man I see. By the look on their faces, I knew I'd won.
Fine, but your brothers will be with you 24/7. We can't have you getting pregnant or something.
Farhad and Zach both screamed together.
What? No! Baba, we're seniors. We can't look after her. It's either that or you're all homeschooled.
That got Farhad and Zach to agree. But Omar just went to his room and came back with his bags.
I'm already in college. I don't need to stay here and see my crazy parents drive everyone insane for money. Sorry, Yasvir, but I'm done with this family.
Upset as I was about Omar leaving, I couldn't help thinking that at least being at school would make things easier, right? Wrong. As I walked into my class, I heard someone whistle softly. Who's this cutie? I turned around to see the cutest boy ever smiling at me.
You want to sit with me?
You bet you're cute, but I did. First day of high school, and I already had the attention of a heartthrob. But just as I sat down, A loud announcement erupted.
Yasvir, step away from that boy! I will not let you get pregnant by a poor boy who dresses like a beggar! Remember, you're a princess!
The boy turned red and I gasped in horror. It was Mama! I got up and ran out of the classroom. I barged into the broadcast room only to see Mama sitting in front of the CCTV cameras. What are you doing here?
I can't trust your dumb brothers. I had to see what you were up to myself.
Why won't you just leave me alone? I hate you! I'll never let you stop me. I turned and ran back to the class and asked the boy his name.
William?
I pulled William closer. Will you be my boyfriend? Over the next year, it seemed like my parents were on a mission to embarrass me, and I was on a mission to fight back. I snuck out with William whenever I could, only to have Mama and Baba eventually find out and drag me back. They even threatened to destroy his family. But luckily for me, William wasn't scared.
You're the best thing that's ever happened to me, Yasvir. I hate my family anyways.
Eventually, when I promised not to get pregnant or run away, Mama and Baba backed off a bit. But the year I turned 17, everything changed. Both Farhad and Zach graduated high school and practically ran out of the house, leaving me alone with Mama and Baba. To distract myself, I started to participate in school projects with William. After one project we presented together, a beautiful woman approached William and I, and she asked if we'd like to do some modeling with her agency.
You're the most beautiful couple I've ever seen. Come to New York with me.
I rushed home to break the great news to Mama and Baba, but they looked furious.
You're not going anywhere with that boy. I always knew he was trouble.
No, Baba, that's not true. In fact, we'll make huge piles of money if we both become models. At the mention of more money, Baba looked thoughtful, but Mama jumped in and snatched the agent's card from my hand.
No, we love you too much to see you going away. You're our baby and not big enough to face the world. If you push me, I'm going to have that boy expelled and you'll be getting homeschooled again.
Then she ripped up the card. At that, I freaking lost it. All the years of anger bubbled up inside me. How dare you? I'm sick and tired of you two pretending to love me when you really just love Nana's money. Omar was right. You both are crazy and have done nothing but drive us all apart. Then I rushed to my room and packed up my bag. It was time for me to move out too. I drove straight to Nana's place, who looked surprised to see me, and I told her everything.
You should have come sooner. From now on, you stay here with me.
Just then, Mama and Baba barged in.
If you're going to be such an ungrateful brat,
then you should at least give back all the money we've spent on you.
We even drove our sons away for you.
You didn't do it for me. You did it for money.
Whatever. Just pay up.
Ask your darling Nana to pay us. To my utter surprise, Nana burst out into laughter.
What money? I've never had any money.
Mama and Baba looked like they'd seen a ghost.
What? But you said... I lied. I gave it all away years ago. I just wanted you to treat her better. But you idiots still didn't. Now get out of my house before I call the cops.
She pushed them out and slammed the door as Mama yelled,
You'll be speaking to my lawyer now!
Then Nana turned to me and said,
Those morons. I can't believe they are this stupid. I have the money, but I'll only spend it on your studies. And you said you're interested in modeling? I'll help you out with that, too.
Oh my God, Nana, you're the best! A few months later, I was permanently living with Nana, and when my 18th birthday rolled around, William and Nana said they had a surprise for me. I rushed to the door and screamed with joy. At the door stood my 3 brothers smiling at me. I pulled them all into a hug as Zach whispered, Sorry for hating on you for so long, sis. For so long, sis.